नमस्कार दोस्तों और आप सभी को स्वागत है इन माय चैनल 1971 वॉर बुक सीरीज। आज हम बात करेंगे एक ऐसे भारतीय वायुसेना के टॉप गन पायलट के साथ जिन्होंने 1971 के जंग में एक पाकिस्तानी F-104 स्टार फाइटर को मार गिराए थे ऑन द वेस्टर्न फ्रंट। उनके जो स्क्वाड्रन थे, that was the 47th Squadron of the Indian Air Force in 1971, and he was serving as a flight lieutenant in that squadron. This squadron was armed with MiG-21 fighter aircrafts और इस स्क्वाड्रन का कमांडर था द लेजेंडरी विंग कमांडर हरसेन सिंह गिल, जो एक्चुअली 1971 के जंग में पाकिस्तान के पास कैप्चर्ड हो गए थे और उनको आज तक रिपैट्रिएट नहीं किया गया। और उन्हीं के स्क्वाड्रन से आज हम लाए हैं फ्लाइट लेफ्टिनेंट भारत भूषण सोनी को, हु हैज रिटायर्ड फ्रॉम द इंडियन एयरफोर्स एज विंग कमांडर। और इन्होंने 1971 में जो पाकिस्तानी F-104 स्टार फाइटर को मार गिराए थे, वो पाकिस्तानी स्टार फाइटर का पायलट था पाकिस्तानी एयरफोर्स के विंग कमांडर मर्विन लेस्ली मिडलकोट, जिनको ऑलरेडी 1965 के जंग में पाकिस्तान से सितारा जुर्रत मिल गया था। हाँ, ये लेजेंडरी पाकिस्तानी पायलट वाज शॉट डाउन बाय फ्लाइट लेफ्टिनेंट भारत भूषण सोनी। आज हम उनसे ही जानेंगे अबाउट द एंटायर ऑपरेशंस, हिज ओन एक्सपीरियंसेस इन द 1971 वॉर। उनके एयरफोर्स के कैरियर के वक्त ही वो एयर इंडिया में डेप्यूटेड थे और उसके बाद वो भारत लाइफ इंश्योरेंस को ज्वाइन किए, एंड ही इज स्टिल वर्किंग देयर एज वन ऑफ द टॉप एम्प्लॉइज ऑफ दैट कंपनी।
So born in village Ramdas on 15th March 1944.
Okay.
The parents took me to the most intelligent person for name-karan, which normally everybody did.
Okay.
When he saw me, he was just surprised.
Okay.
And he said, name him Bharat Bhushan.
Wow.
One day he will shine in the world. But after that I grew, of course I don't know, I was told that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then I joined the school. I used to be always good. And at the age of 15, I did matric. Parents had no money here to borrow, and I did not use. I came back with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left. Without the result, I left to Delhi. Typing and shorthand. Got a job of stenographer at Parliament Street in Birlas at the amount of rupees 50 per month. 50 was quite a bit, and I was using very little. I used to send that to my father. Because he had money in his hand, he is always great.
Okay.
Then that happened after running typing and shorthand. Once I got the job, then I joined the night college, Dayal Singh College, the main college at Lodi Road. Then in 62 the war came place. So by the time I had done first year and I was in the second year. That time the procedure was like that: matric, pre-university, because we were at night, so there was no science.
Okay.
Then 62 war, I also applied, and I got a call. I went, and I got selected for the first this thing. After that,
Air Force, right, sir? For the Air Force.
The first one, no. First one, what happens is that they have a groups and individual, and they give you problem, and they see who's tackling kind of, and who has most kind of effect there. So you come, they look for a leader as well. So then, considering that, I cleared, and then the next one came when my BA second year exam was there.
Okay.
So I took that letter to the principal. He said, Ramji Lal was the, he wrote there, you have passed and you are not coming back. That is local exam.
Okay.
So when I went there, that was the second phase, in which also there is a pilot aptitude test. Lot of things are there, and as I cleared that, and finally I was selected. And first training was at Coimbatore.
Coimbatore. Okay.
That was basically to convert a civilian into a defense personnel, PT and parade, nothing else. And after that, then the phase is the first elementary flying. By that time, there was many EFTUs, elementary flying training units in India, and people who are influential, they took were close by and got out much earlier than we did. By the time I finished my Tambaram,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went to next, I got 2 months leave.
Tambaram Flying
Similarly,
School, right, sir?
yes, these are elementary is
Mm-hmm.
where the basic aircraft. I got Tiger Mouth. If you see that two wings.
Okay.
Earlier it was generally it was Pushpak,
Mm-hmm.
and instructor was Narendra. He was one of the best on Tiger Mouse. Tiger Mouse does not have a tail wheel; it has a skid only.
Okay.
So it has two wheels in front, and it has double wings. And you will see these days also, vintage time they fly.
Mm-hmm.
So and that was fully aerobatics too. And with good luck, they had one something. What was it called? Another aircraft which was little more superior and high speed, something with S it was, and I got one ride on that as well.
Okay.
From then I cleared. I always cleared with the first position,
Okay.
and including ground. So then from there we moved to Allahabad.
Mm-hmm.
Allahabad is HD2.
Mm-hmm.
Hindustan who flew that. Karyappa was my instructor,
Okay.
and once again I did well. From there we moved to Harvard's in Jodhpur. All these trainings are all together. All the people distributed in various places, and then from Jodhpur, Harvard, it becomes all there. Gradually they are coming together,
Mm-hmm.
and then from Harvard they are split into three wings: fighters, transport go to Sikandrabad,
Second.
fighters go to Hakimpet,
Hakim.
and helicopter goes for the place somewhere, I think Bangalore or somewhere there, and that training happens. So my training in Vampire was, I was, by the time from Jodhpur, I was a corporal cadet.
Corporal
That means the
cadet.
two strikes.
Okay.
Two strikes. So went into Hakampat, and after doing my training dual checks, my instructor was somebody, but check was done by Ruvello. Him, myself, and my colleague,
What's his name again, sir?
my name,
No, no, no. The name that you mentioned with you,
coordinator Rubello. He
Squadron
was the
Rebello.
instructor. He
Okay.
was the deputy flight commander or something. There were three: Joseph, him, and Dogra.
Okay.
So he cleared me for flying, and my colleague was Mathur. He said, "You sit in the cockpit, but they do blindfold check, your hand should move there and all that," in which he probably found he is not up to the mark.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and I flew and came back.
Okay.
And being a corporal cadet in the afternoon, me and Mathur was called by the flight commander Dogra. So we both went, and he asked me, "What happened in your test?" I said, "Nothing." He shouted and asked me again, "What happened in your test?" I said, "Nothing." He
Mm-hmm.
cleared me and I went. Then he shifted to Mathur. He explained his problem which was there. And then thereafter we used to go for ground training.
Okay.
So when I went to ground training, um, Mummy Bhardwaj, Vir Chakra and Bath, he was taking the training, a very tall fellow. And normally any letter come from him, he puts it in the book, and the corporal cadets,
Mm-hmm.
they come and take that and then tell her there was a letter there like that.
Okay.
In between that, Squadron Joseph called me. I topped in the ground subjects,
Mm-hmm.
and Joseph called me, who was the junior most flight commander, and he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Close the door." So when I closed the door and I sat with them, he said, "They are considering to give you sergeant cadet's rank because you have topped in the ground subject. But just keep it with you. Wait." So from there, then we went to the training. I got posted to Klaikunda. Ford was our commander, and that are vampires only, so that you get more experience, and then you will move to the other squadron.
Okay.
From there, I was sent to Rajouri because that has an AP, and aircraft put us there, and then we went to the core. And wherever the action was, then they gave us a jeep, a jeep and driver and all. And we used to go there and take position so that we can see the aircraft and the tactical area. And finally, I went to Punch, which is a very high ground, and you can see below, Pakistanis, and they're on top. So the person major in charge there was quite a big drinker, but I never drank. So after drinking, he said, "You want to see Diwali?" I said, "Yes." So he told one of his men, "Open fire." That machine gun he very fired, and opposite side say, "Answer, that is a Diwali." So then war finished, and during my trip back, I fractured my kneecap into 9 pieces. By the time my squadron was shifted to Hindon and Hunters, the new Hunters long range had come. But I landed up in Bala hospital. They did my dressing, cleaning, and they said this is forward area. So that means I'm still in the war zone as well as the injuries and things are concerned. Since I was shifted to Delhi hospital, main hospital in quite far in the Kent. And on 6th of February 1966, after my wounds were healed, Brigadier Kabal Singh did my operation. And he removed the kneecap, put nothing on top, just tied the muscles around. So I have a ditch kind of a there. So then I was given 6 months leave and asked me to move your leg, tie some sand near the foot and try to build the muscle because it had become right goalmore kind of thing. No muscles, and left was having muscle. So after some time, it took me a lot of time to get my leg to bend. It was lying straight for such a long time. When I bend, it won't move at all. So because at home we have cows and I got desi ghee, खूब मलता था और धीरे धीरे I started, with the leg folded, move, look at the foot and pull towards myself. Whatever little it came, gradually karte, it will come to 90 degree, and then again in the morning when I get up, it will go to, little less than that. But then movement, gradually I had about, I think, 10 or 15 degrees left, and I said, now too much. So I just got up from the charpai and sat, and my leg closed. So I knew that now they cannot stop me from flying, because if it cannot go fully, they won't let me fly, leave alone the MiG. And then of course, during the time when I joined, I stayed for some long time. I was in the same unit. I was getting all the rough job that, when you have a lame guy, you don't want to waste a running pilot. And then, after I got my category, I flew Hunters.
Hunters.
Then I got, yes.
And you are a flying officer now or flight lieutenant, sir?
See, flying officer up to flight lieutenant, it is automatic. After 1 year, you become flying officer, and after 5 years, you become flight lieutenant. Coordinator is full of selection, and definitely after coordinator, you have to pass staff college, which also I did when I come to that. So, after flying Hunter, I got posted to Gorakhpur in NATS. And NATS is the smallest aircraft in the world. Very, very difficult because it does not have ailerons and elevator. They are combined. It is called flaperon. So when you raise the undercarriage, the flaps also go and the other changes take place, and the nose suddenly shoots up. And if you are not careful to push it down, you might, stall and fall down.
Okay.
So 10,000 is the RPM for the NAT. They said on takeoff, as a first solo, you only open up to 7,000. So that because see, when the gear you have to put up to build up speed, and along with that, flaperon things also, go, and suddenly you find that nose is coming up, and rather than stall and fall, so if the speed they gave you lower path, so that means it won't climb that fast, and you can in the winter push the nose down with the trimmer.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened. That was successful. And then after completing the NAT, finally I got the Chief of Staff medal and stood first. My number was first there 9392,
Okay.
and that is the story till training.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here we went to MiG 21. MiG 21 again medical is very very tough.
Mm-hmm.
So went to Bangalore. They make sort of thing which happen because this flies up to 11 kilometer and the speed of 2.2 Mach, and therefore they put you in a gas chamber with the oxygen and gradually take you up to that level and give you a pencil and paper.
Okay.
As soon as you go up, they keep giving you thing to write,
Mm-hmm.
and they find that time has come when your tree is like long, it's elongated, and then they bring you down because that means now you are losing senses. So that was one test. Other test for EEG,
EEG.
not ECG. There are 22 electrons put on your head, and the room has no fan, no AC, and 30 minutes tested it. And you are not supposed to think. After 28 minutes, the lights went off. So he said, "Sir, we have to do again." I said, "You kill me." Because after having 28 minutes or 2 minutes, everything got wiped out. So again, I had to do it second time and everything went correct. Then there is a test called gondola. There is a big room and a central pole and a big arm and a kind of a house to sit. So they put you there and tie you, and then it rotates along. When they build up its speed and they want to see that when you get you're not falling. That
Um,
with the spin. So that also I passed. And
that
finally
will
I
give
got
anybody
posted.
nauseous, I guess. It will.
Yeah. It is the part of the test for flying high speed and high altitude.
Okay.
So we have to take in that dignity, and touch wood from Punjab, I think we are basically okay. And then from there I got posted in MiG 21 at Tezpur.
Okay.
अब इतना वहाँ मुश्किल था because we fly up to 4 o'clock and then it is night like.
Mm-hmm.
So stomach does not, you feel कि यार रात होगी खाना खाना, but stomach we had just taken lunch actually.
Mm-hmm.
So that was also we had to do something to just get light gone does not mean that it is dinner time. So indulge in some game or something that you pass time, and dinner is at 8 o'clock. So that also we went through. Then we had totally Christian leadership. MSD Wallen was the station commander.
Okay.
Dr. Vir was my wing commander.
And he was group captain, I guess, back then.
He was group captain, MSD Wallen, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And my squadron commander was Bertie Weir. Senior flight commander was Daniel. Number 2 was Lewis. Number 3 was Lingarthi karke hase. And adjutant was my course mate, TACDE. Squadron leader got promoted, HS Gill, and he took over the squadron.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, outgoing CO told everything to him.
Okay.
So after talking to us, he said, you will be my adjutant. So I became his adjutant. See, about him, they said if Wing Commander High Speed Gill does not know about MiG 21, nobody can know. So that is why they made the aerobatic team MiG 21. And Russia said we don't fly below 400. I used to fly at 260. You are falling like a brick, but you know that it is showing climbing, but you are falling. So you know that you have to dip and it will catch up. So TACDE was only then when I went to TACDE, where that was a Top Gun school with ground attack. That's why it's called TACDE, Tactics and Combat Development. I was instructor there.
I was looking forward to know a bit more about Wing Commander Gill and the 71 war.
Okay,
Especially
that I will tell you. Our squadron was at Hindon, but our war station was Jamnagar.
Jamnagar.
So the moment it came that something was going to happen, we were sent to Jamnagar to get familiarized.
And
And
now
there,
you're
that
flying
wing
MiG
command.
21s, right, sir?
Yes. So MiG 21, I came from Tezpur to here. That's
And sir,
अभी मेरे साथ
this was the MiG 21 or the MiG 21 FL?
the MiG-21 FL is the first MiG-21. Thereafter, many versions have come improved. This was basic,
Basic.
even doesn't have a gyro gun sight.
Okay.
But the aircraft I got had a gyro, which was only fixed at one place. That
Okay.
means you have to be coming to. It's not moving along the plane.
Hmm.
So that could have helped because my missile missed, so I shot him with the gun only.
Hmm.
So that part actually, the war part got left. So then we were posted good in time to Jamnagar and do a training. And then when the war started, uh, combat air patrol means, and it is a circular, semicircular. That means two aeroplanes are on the guard duty,
Okay.
right? And if the morning comes,
Hmm.
we are in the underground bunker. Aircraft are outside camouflage. Just before the sunrise, we go and do all the checks and see that everything is functional, and then put the helmet, everything there, and we go into. We can sleep or whatever it is, waiting for if something happens.
Okay.
That is called then scramble. That means the moment they get yes, there is something, they will say scramble, we just don't look. It is announced on there, so man, everybody gets ready. We jump out from here, go to the cockpit, dress up, start the aircraft. Whosoever starts first, he goes. There is no senior and junior. And set up a cap, that is combat air patrol overhead. I got first. So I start and go. I turn immediately and climb to 3 kilometers, 10,000 feet.
Okay.
He will come after that 10 seconds. He will go straight and come so that we are like this set on top.
Okay. Okay.
That is the area export and everything that we have to protect.
Okay.
And that is when cameras are going, we go so that nobody attacks him because they are very heavy. Nothing happened for so many days. And then during the time when we sitting there, Wing Commander Gill told us his story. He said there was a Met officer in headquarters. His wife has got burnt during some previous time, and when he went, he saw his hand. He said, "There is a second marriage." He said, "No question. I have two children, and I'm quite happy." He said, "No, there is a second marriage, and marriage will be with somebody whom you know." So finally, it came out that the principal of the college or school where the children were studying on boarding, he got married to her. So then that he also said that in the war you will not return, you will be POW for 6 years. So that he knew, he told us. So that is why when the command said that you go and attack Badin.
Go and attack.
Badin was a radar station. Badin radar station of
Badin.
Pakistan.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Uh, So that was actually just about within a range. You had no capability to fight in case something happened.
Hmm.
So three of us went. Flight commander called Kaddu Kapla
Hmm.
and myself. And first day when Binko could not really find where is the target. The target coordinator was taken from Canberra. So it was supposed to be when we were going to the left for attack. But when he turned left, he saw nothing, and he saw on the right something. God knows what, and he said, target is on the right. So he turned in. When I pulled up, I saw 6 kilometers away, 5 to 6 kilometers away, two fighters. So I warned. I said, bandits two on left, such and such. The Squadron Kapla was behind, little lagging, and those aircraft turned for me, and I climbed. I dropped my, rockets, and I just hugged the ground and built up my speed and pushed off. They passed in front of Kapila. See, when I turned towards them, they turned, and Kapila was lagging. Normally, it was about 1,000 feet, probably a little more behind, and they passed in front of him. So
Okay.
he fired the rocket on him. Now, rocket had gravity drop for the ground attack.
Hmm.
So he must have uplifted, but still he missed. But in our diary, it was written that those guys would have done definitely hard landing when they went back. They just missed.
Okay.
And in this particular Goga, we got kind of separated because I turned left. Bingo had already turned right, thinking the target is right.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't let the fighter because if I turn left, the fighter can just kill all of us. So I give them that, and look, Kaddu got that chance, but doesn't matter. And then the news was this only: you hit the ground, build up the speed, and runway towards Bhuj. If something happened, you can land at Bhuj at least, because again to cross that's how we have to climb, and then you can't climb at low level because you might fall in the sea only.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, while coming back like that, I spotted one aircraft that was Kapila. And anyway, we came back to Jamnagar with 200 feet, 200 liters of fuel. So
Okay.
then the problem started. Okay, who very intimated we are coming, because it was not our role. It was just outside our range, and going there, and of course Winko must have fired whatever he saw on, and somehow, because ultimately we had to come back home.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the separation was long, and therefore when we were all at low level, I spotted one and we got together. Then little later we got the third one as well, and we came, climbed towards the end little bit, and landed. And now they are saying, how is this that they knew that they put up a cap? These are the two aircraft who are going to attack.
Mm-hmm.
And behind and little outside are us parallel like this
Mm-hmm.
to protect.
Mm-hmm.
And unknowingly, when the visibility is bad, this closing takes place because you can't see. So therefore, you feel you are too far, but visibility is making you come close. And finally, uh, when target they had to go to strike. We were carrying rockets for attack like this, and MiG 21 once you leave it mushes very much. So when Winko did the attack, probably he got mushed and really hit the ground, and there was a big streak of fire on the ground.
And he was
So,
shot, right, sir?
no, it was not shot. Nobody could have shot because it was all he mushed out into the land.
Okay, 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 okay.
Because once again, same way, a
Mm-hmm.
visibility is poor. You are supposed to drop from 600 feet. You
Mm-hmm.
can't see. So he must have come a little lower, and in that pull over with the speed, it really carries on going like that.
Okay.
And probably that is what had happened because a streak of fire on the ground was seen. Because it is short, it will fall at one place.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, he was alive. News people heard that ace pilot of the 21 has been captured. Then a lot of theories started. His wife did not accept his skill because he had said he'll come back, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to plead to her, मतलब जो भी people say, कि see, if you do not accept, you cannot get the pension. So 6 months का time होता है within, so they have to declare missing, presumed killed. ऐसा कोई terminology होता है. If she does not sign and saying so, she can't get the pension. So, I mean, this is the little we heard. We were never there because everybody goes to his own way after the war, and and where this has happened. Like on third, it was this only. They were honoring the Vir Chakras. There was a brigadier, myself, Navy ka, a spy who was 4 years in jail to Pakistan, and only Modi, got him out. He said, I was lying there, nobody bothered. Modi sir came and he has got us out. रॉ का स्पाई था
Mm-hmm.
तो ऐसे थे और बीच में दोज पेरेंट्स whose children were killed somewhere तो मेरे को एक मन में आया था कि मैं उनको लिखूं यार उनका सेपरेट किया करो because when they see others being given the award and her son is died so they were like that they gave the award through their hand and actress हतांगड़ी
Right. And
तो मेरे को ऐसा लगा
okay.
तो that was third
And a bit more
so
about your experiences, sir. Like I know you shot down an F-104 Starfighter.
so
So
mine see that one of the same caps one of the caps. Why we are at 10,000 feet? Because guns are active, attack guns. So we can't be hit by our own gun. And we were in the same cap. Now I was here. This is the mess. And I saw the aircraft coming along the runway, 06. And I felt that they come for a photograph. But on the, where ORP is, on the opposite side, we had set broken mid-tier ऐसे खड़े किए हुए थे skeleton, and they said the first pilot, he was ace command, very big pilot of theirs. उसका story मैं आपको बाद में बताता हूँ. So he fired little bit of round I could see hit in the ground, and then he flew all the way. And once he got out of that, I came down to him and try to follow and whatever he's doing. And I saw him turning towards Karachi. I also saw the number 2 turning from wherever he is. So obviously they could not see each other. That happened at low level, and weather is also like that. So when I felt that I am within range about a kilometer or so, 1.5, because at the missile range, I let go one missile. Now he was firing some cartridges because he was a hicker. He was creating artificial heat along his exhaust, and it also had a coastal effect. And missile went, and then it went towards the very coast. So I immediately changed to gun. And Starfighter, if you see, wingspan is like this and body is like this.
Yeah.
So when I found that I am about 300 to 500 meters, I fired the gun. We had a Gasha gun firing at 57 rounds per second, total 200 rounds. So I felt that I fired a small burst. I saw it hit, and he just did like that. I said, brilliant. Such a big aircraft, I said, I'll go into him. And oversee at 200 feet. So I pulled like this to go up, and the radius took me there, but I didn't realize. I saw a guy hanging there somewhere. I said, "He कौन है?" Oh, मैं कहा यार, with the climb, with the speed, I have gone that far. I am coming back, and he's there. So I saw him there with a very nice orange parachute. And then I said, I shot the bastard. They said we couldn't make out anything. That probably enthusiasm is so much. You speak normally, but it goes differently. So that was one case, and that was probably the day when the gentleman named me Bharat Bhushan, because Russian aircraft on those days shooting an American F-104, not heard of.
Yeah.
He was not shot, he was trying to run away.
Okay.
See, if he has taken the picture, now he wants that the picture should reach where he wants. And our job is that he should not go, correct? So he will do what? He will try to go as low as possible. And नहीं पता चलता. Or see, you can't make out. But because I could see him. So therefore, if I am there, that means it will hit the water first, he will hit, correct? So like that it happened. So maneuver takes place, and then finally I said that from there we ran, correct? अगर हम वहाँ थोड़ी देर रहे तो we had to crash there because no fuel would have been there. Similarly, they will also have a problem. They have done a job, and he had done a round of try to really fire also. So उसने film में ली होगी because he flew parallel on the runway at that height. And now he has to go towards Karachi. His daughter was 7 years old then.
Okay.
After 35 years through Air India Air Force के son Parsi के through, he made contact with me on Facebook, because he asked me, said she wants to talk to you, can I put you on Facebook? I said yes. So like you are talking, she asked me a simple first question. The number 2, he was by then Air Vice Marshal. So he said, first I want to ask you, did this gentleman leave my father alone and came back? Now that had happened, but I can't tell her like that, correct? She is young, and I don't.
The person's number 2 that you shot, right?
Yes, and the daughter of the person who got shot. He was like Vir Chakra. He was already a halal jurat. He excelled in the earlier war, and she told me that in Pakistan to command out of the blue, and that's why his father was capable. He was actually teaching in somewhere in Gulf when he came to fight this war, because the date and fate of death was fixed. He had to come. So she became very friendly. She said, see, I have no grudge against you. I have grudge against this person who left him. And I told her, I said, see what happened. Normally we do such things when I find that one person is lagging. So we turn into him so that he can come across. Whether your father told him like that or not, that I don't know, because I can't monitor. Actually, I saw that he missed and he just pushed off. एक मारा गया तो दूसरा ऊपर दूसरा भी है तो वो उसको ना पकड़ ले. Unfortunately जो दूसरा हमारा था वो वहां से पूरी आ गया. and his speed fell because he turned so much. Or he said, I was about to go fire and you came up. Naturally, because I am in the same direction, तो मेरी स्पीड तो तुम वहां से ऐसे देखते हो. You should have seen कि मैं हूँ, नहीं दिखा. Things happen like that.
What other missions did you take part in?
No, then war finished. No?
Yeah,
13th out.
okay. I mean, you didn't take part in any other combat roles, right? Or any bombing missions?
नहीं, I had done 17 caps
Okay.
and nothing was happening. That is why they gave us this था कि बाद में पे जाओ. तो कुछ तो होगा, correct ना?
अच्छा अच्छा.
See, our goal was to protect Jamnagar and protect the heavy load aircraft going and coming. Then this all we did every day. But when nothing was happening, between the CO or something would have happened, they would attack that Badin. So when we calculated, I found it is just 5 kilometers out of our range actually, because tank in नीचे drop tank होता है, वहाँ गन लगानी पड़ती है. So either you put the gun or you put the tank. You can't have both.
Okay.
उनका ऐसा ही है.
Right, right.
We aim at the cockpit.
Cockpit. Okay.
Yeah, canopy. Because canopy के अंदर है ना, तो canopy को लगा तो उसको भी लगेगा.
Right, right. So, sir, other than MiG-21s, which other aircraft did you fly in the Indian Air Force?
I told you, no? Hunters, Nats, and MiG-21.
Okay.
And I was also then, once I was in TACDE, there we fly MiG-21 and SUS. We fly number 2 to the people who are tested. There is no training in that, because they had, my flight commander I was teaching.
Okay.
Because they know how to fly, but how to fly in a group. That means if me and you are going like that gentleman who was shot, he had his number 2 was around, so some threat he will put to us, correct? When I saw him going, that means now there is no threat to us from there, correct? तो वो भी इसलिए को रहा होगा कि this guy, the other guy is also there, कैब में तो एक होता नहीं, तो उसके पीछे लगा हो, correct?
Okay.
तो because से क्या होता है कि when you are not as a unit, अब उसकी आंखें वो है, उसकी आंखें वो है, वो उसको नहीं देख पा रहा, तो therefore उसके पीछे मैं हूँ ना, वो बेवकूफ थोड़ा मेरे पीछे है, करेक्ट? तो उसने उसको नहीं देखा, तो उसने चलो मैं अपने कराची तो जा ही सकता है, नहीं कट अगर मेरा जो नंबर 1 था वो मेरे हवाई जहाज के पास ही ना आया होता और दूसरे पास जाता, तो शायद वो उसको भी शूट कर सकता था. क्योंकि आप देखो ना, अगर मैं इधर ही पॉइंट कर रहा हूँ और वो इधर ही जा रहा है, तो मेरी तो स्पीड सेम है ना. अब वो दूसरा वाला अगर ऐसे टर्न करेगा तो टर्न में उसकी स्पीड जाएगी. सो दैट इज व्हाई ही वाज गोइंग बैकवर्ड. अब वो मिसाइल फायर करे तो जब सडनली उसने मुझे देखा तो ही फायर मुझे ना लगते कहीं. तो ऐसा होता है, क्योंकि आइडिया क्या है कि दिस वाज प्रॉब्ली द काइंड ऑफ एंगेजमेंट. मेरी तो सेकंड थी, क्योंकि मैं तो वहां मतलब देख के आया था कि आई सॉ द एयरक्राफ्ट देयर. अगर मैं ना होता या मैं ना देखता तो वी आर फेड इनटू द बड़ी स्टेट, करेक्ट? जैसे हम राइट को जा रहे थे, उन्होंने बस ऐसे ऑल ऑफ अस वन बाय वन. तो ये जो चीज होती है, दैट मींस विजिलेंस. यू कैन नॉट जस्ट गो एंड ब्लाइंडली. See, our target was forced to the left. Now suddenly we go left and I didn't know it's on the right. And when I was trying to turn, I see you have to climb to turn. I said bandits on left 9 o'clock and all. And मैं थोड़ा सी छोड़ने वाला हूँ. At least अगर विंको गया भी है तो he has to pass through me ना. मेरे साथ तो उन्होंने ये किया. That is why जो पीछे थोड़ा था उसके आगे से निकले उन्होंने. Same mistake they made. अगर ये इनके पास गन होती तो 100% उसने शूट किया होता उसको. क्योंकि मेरे को तो अपना भी सेफ्टी था ना. फ्यूल है नहीं, ड्रॉप टैंक है नहीं, क्योंकि क्लीन एयरक्राफ्ट विल गो फास्टर ना. तो देन ऑफ कोर्स भुज वाज रिपोर्टिंग, नाउ ही 10 किलोमीटर, नाउ आई डोंट नो ना. ही तो ट्राई टू फर्स्ट गेट स्पीड एंड आउट. when you are there, it all comes to you.
Hmm.
Sitting here, you can't imagine, but still the hand, okay, yes, you're with it.
It is, of course, your own experience. I mean, you will better feel it way better than me and more accurately than anybody else.
क्या होता है, करने वाला तो वो है ना, उसने वो डेट लिखी थी कि सम डे आई हैव टू शाइन, वो 12 दिसंबर, आई हैव टू बी देयर, और जो जिसको मरना था उसको भी आना था मेरे हाथों से करे. तो रियलिटी तो यही है ना, एवरीबडी हैज एन अपॉइंटमेंट कि वी विल मीट देयर इन द कट्स ऑफ गल्फ, गल्फ ऑफ जो भी है. So free of cost in 1983, I was sent from TACDE to Air India on deputy. I am staying at the same place for the last so many years, whereas in Air Force that 18 years I moved 17 times. So for me, I flew all the aircraft 707, Airbus 310, 747 200, 747 300, 747 400 till the age of 65, 2009. Retired on 1st March 85 months after my deputation completed. I got operated with the local aircraft transport. Then at 2002 at the age of 58. Then 2 years contract at 2004 on 14th March 2004, because then it is the age, not the month. Normally we at the last day of the month, 31st March 2002. And then this is not part of the Air Force now. So you have two jobs. One is fighter. Fighter, basically, there was a new squadron forming at Jamnagar, 29th Squadron. So I was called when the formation was. So I trained those people in the shortest time, and I got my wife's name. So, but then, all this, when my name came for this, so we want to build ours. So in TACDE, they said, this is your aircraft, fly. I used to fly at very lower speed and go from long distance, do 3-4 hours flight like that.